All right. Good afternoon or good morning, whatever it is. It is good morning. Good morning. My name is Trey Varela. This is Mr. Domingo from Youngstown University, I think. And we're going to be doing an interview, I guess. And so tell me a little about the university. What are your major programs?
All right, well, let's talk about Youngstown State in general. So Youngstown State University is in Youngstown, Ohio. So we're about an hour and 25 minutes from Penn Hills. You just go right over the Ohio border. It's an easy drive. We're classified as a mid-sized Division I school. So we have around 12,000 total students. We have over 115 different academic programs. Some of the nice things about the university, we have a lot of the benefits of being a larger school, D1 sports, tons of research opportunities, lots of majors, tons of student organizations, all the things you'd expect to find at a larger school. But at the same time, our average class size is around 26 students. So you're not going to be in those massive stadium seated lecture halls like you see in movies, right? That's what I thought college was.
Right, and you're probably going to have a lot more close attention to your teacher.
Okay. Yeah, just like at Penn Hills, our faculty members are going to get to know you. They're going to say, hey, Trey, how's it going? Like they're going to make a relationship with you. So you get the benefits of a larger school with the resources, but you get a personalized feel in the classroom.
You're not so much feeling as a decimal, more like a bigger number.
Yeah, you're not lost in a sea of people where there's no interaction. You're just just there. You're going to be involved.
That's good. What are the more popular majors on the campus?
I would say our biggest program at Youngstown State University is our engineering program. It's an ABET accredited program, so we're in the top percentage of engineering schools in the world here at Youngstown State. There's tons of really great resources, 3D printers, all kinds of really cool engineering clubs. So we have students that work with NASA and Boeing. We have students that do like cement canoes and off-road buggy competitions.
Okay. Do you have like an automotive focus towards like engineering in any way, like automotive engineering or anything like that?
Well, students that want to do like automotive engineering usually pick between mechanical engineering or
mechanical engineering for sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it just depends on what you want to work on in the car. I mean, now that more and more cars are going electric.
You would want to go electrical engineering. Yes. Yeah, I've done research on that as well. What SAT scores do you need? ACT scores?
Well, so with the current pandemic we're in, Youngstown State University is technically test optional right now. The general admission requirements, like the bare bone admission requirements, if you don't go test optional, we'd like to see students that have at least a C average with a C average in their core, a 17 ACT or a 920 SAT. If you're below those score requirements, you go through a committee review. We're going to look closer at your grade trends and rigor in high school. If you haven't taken the ACT or SAT, or if those scores put you out of contention for admission, you can actually go through a test optional where now we're not looking at your test scores at all, so we're really particular at how well you're doing in core classes. So English, math, science, social studies, foreign language. You need to have like a B to BC average in those to be admissible.
Okay, that's fair. That's pretty fair. I'll take that. All right, how much does tuition cost? Without, like food planning and out of state versus like in-state.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about Youngstown State is we have what's called the affordable tuition advantage. So Penn Hills, there's actually 18 counties in Western Pennsylvania. Penn Hills falls in those categories where you only pay a $360 difference to an Ohio resident. So we're essentially going to give you in-state tuition here at Youngstown State University. So just to give you an idea of what your costs are going to be, a full year of tuition at Youngstown State is under $10,000. We're at $9,948.48. Okay. And that includes your your fall and spring semesters, full-time, 12 to 18 credit hours. Okay. Now, if you want to live, so first off, YSU doesn't have a living requirement. So you don't have to live in a YSU hall. You can live in an apartment. You can get in a house. We have students that commute. It's totally up to you. But if you want to live in a YSU hall, the room and board is $9,700. So your full year with tuition, room and board, including your meal plan, all that, you're under 20 grand. You're at 19,688.
Okay. All right.
We really do pride ourselves on affordability. We're one of the most
No, yeah, that's actually totally reasonable. That's not a bad price at all compared to other schools that I've been researching. What about your scholarship opportunities?
So entry-level scholarships, there's a ton. There's tons of scholarships. So not only are we one of the most affordable schools out there, but we have a lot of really great scholarships. So the traditional scholarships at YSU do require a GPA and an ACT or SAT score. So entry-level is a 3.0 GPA with either a 19 ACT or 990 SAT. That's $1,000 off. And then there's a bunch of tiers from there that go up to $4,000, $5,000 off. So it depends on your GPA and your test score. If you didn't take the ACT or SAT, we do have test optional scholarships. So we'll review you on those just kind of based on, your GPA and your how well you're doing throughout high school.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions that I want to ask. To go on around, I guess. Any other information?
All right. Well, let's talk about a couple other things first. So we talked about engineering, but YSU has 115 plus programs. So let's talk about some of the other ones that are really popular. Business is really popular. We have a double A CSB accredited business program that puts us, I think, in the top 5% in the world for schools of business. So it's tremendous. It's a great program. My undergrad was in business from YSU. I loved it. We have everything education, so pre-K to 12, special ed, art ed, music ed, any kind of education you want to get into, any grade level, we have that. We have a lot of really great health sciences, so nursing is really, really a big program at YSU. We have a 4-year BSN program. We have dental hygiene. We have respiratory therapy. We have a full physical therapy program at YSU. You come in a freshman, you leave a doctor, 7 years. So if you want to do anything in the medical field, we have you covered. Obviously, pre-med, we have partnerships with NeoMed and LeCom up in Erie. So we have some great programs there. Our Dana School of Music is actually one of the oldest music programs in the country. It's actually older than the university itself. So performance, composition, recording. We have a marching band, we have an orchestra, vocal groups. There's a ton that you can do over in the Dana School of Music. And then some of the other really popular programs are like forensic science. We have a forensic anthropology, sports broadcasting, computer science, psychology, criminal justice. I mean, we have something for everybody. There's tons of programs. And I'll be honest with you, I switched my major 4 times at YSU. I'm not bragging, but we understand how difficult it is for students to figure out what they want to do coming in. It's totally normal just to come in undetermined, and you have about a year and a half where you can explore our 115 plus majors to find a good fit. And we'll have advisors working with you to make sure, your interests kind of match the field you're going into. So there are a lot of students out there that have no idea what they want to do. We have you covered as well.
No, and I don't think that's a scary thing. I think that a lot of people in college don't know what they want to do, and you definitely still have time to figure it out when you're in college.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being stressed out. It seemed like a lot of my friends had it together and they knew what they wanted to do, and I didn't really. I actually, to be honest with you, didn't even think college was going to be the right fit for me. I was strongly considering going into a trade, and my parents, I'm a first-generation student, so I don't have, my parents don't have degrees.
Okay.
They're like, maybe try out college first, see if it's a good fit. And just to kind of get them off my back, I'm like, fine, I'll go to Youngstown State, has a nice campus.
Right, relieve the pressure a little bit. You got to be the first one in the family.
Yeah, and I checked it out, man, and I absolutely loved it. And I have no regrets. Like I said, someone who didn't even think he was going to go to college. I have a master's degree, so I loved it. It was the best. You're going to have the best time of your life.
That's what I've heard.
It's not, I mean, education, you're going to be in the class, but it's going to be what you learn and do outside the class, the people you meet, the experiences you get.
Right, especially because you're going to be out of the house, away from the parents for the first time. You're going to be adulting, for sure. So yeah, for sure. I can imagine. Can't wait.
You will be adulting. I tell people you're going to learn about as much outside the class as you do in the class. Even just like if you live in a residence hall, like learning how to share space and deal with people. I mean, there's a lot of learning that takes place in and out of the classroom.
No doubt, no doubt.
Just like your first time. Just like your first time.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for your time. Sorry I didn't have more questions for you. It's still a little early in the morning for me. But yeah, man, thank you so much.
Trey, let me leave you with one closing statement here. So for anybody that's looking at a college, I really think there's three things that you should consider in this search.
Okay.
The first is, if you have an idea of what you want to study, obviously find a school that has the program. That's kind of common sense.
Right.
If you're undetermined, find a school that has a lot of options so that you can try them out. So that'd be my first piece of advice.
Okay.
The second is visit campuses. I know it's kind of weird in the pandemic, and I know there's a lot of virtual visits. Virtual visits are fine, but I think, and YSU is actually open for visits right now. We have them 3 times a day. I really encourage students to physically get on a campus, because you really need to feel the vibe of the school, see if it's going to be a good fit for you. That's really, really important. You got to like where you're going to school. So I tell students, get on as many campuses as you can, not just one, try as many as you can. And then the third thing that's really, really important is cost. You don't need to bury yourself in debt to get a great job, to get a great career, to do what you want to do. Look for a school that you're going to get what you need, but you're not going to bury yourself in debt. Get as much scholarship dollars as you can. Work with people like me. Work with people in the financial aid offices. Make us compete for you. You have way more power than you think you do. All the schools are competing for you. And I'm really confident in YSU. We have a ton of great programs. Our campus is absolutely beautiful, and we are one of the most affordable schools out there. I have 2 degrees from YSU. I've lived in Columbus. I've lived in Colorado. I've gone anywhere I wanted to go. I didn't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. So just be smart. This is a big decision, and if there's anything that you need, let me know, man. I'm here for you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time.
You got it. Have a good one.
Hey, man. Have a great day.
All right.